You don't want to be the alien who underestimated humans, because Earth's counterattack is merciless. The Galactic Council had always believed that it ruled the galaxy with absolute authority, that every decision, every judgment, was beyond reproach. For 12 millennia, it had maintained order among hundreds of civilizations, raising some to glory and erasing others who dared defy its mandates. Empires rose and fell by its decree, and no species had ever challenged its wisdom or its power. Yet on the far edge of the Milky Way, a species the Council had long dismissed as primitive was about to defy every expectation. Humanity, a young and reckless species, had barely scratched the surface of interstellar travel, yet its technological strides and stubborn refusal to submit to oversight had drawn the attention and ultimately the ire of the Council. The chamber of the Council was vast, crystalline, and cold, illuminated by the pulsing glow of the planets it oversaw in holographic projections. Delegates from dozens of species, some with forms that shimmered like liquid metal, others with serpentine or insectile bodies, watched silently as High Arbiter Ziril, the crystalline being whose presence alone demanded attention, addressed the assembly. "They are unstable," Ziril declared, its voice resonating in a tone that seemed to echo inside the minds of all who listened. "Primitive, volatile, and dangerously unpredictable. Their rapid technological advancement defies every precedent. We have observed. If left unchecked, they will destabilize this sector and threaten all interstellar governance." Murmurs and clicks of agreement spread among the delegates. Ziril gestured to a rotating holographic model of Earth, blue and green and fragile-looking, spinning slowly against the darkness of space. "They have achieved faster-than-light travel in less than 2 centuries, a member with a long tendril-like head noted. "Without proper integration protocols, without oversight, without respect for interstellar law, they are a threat by their very nature." "And their military capabilities," hissed another, a reptilian figure with silver scales. "Preemptive. Strike doctrines, autonomous systems, nuclear deterrents still active. Their potential for uncontrolled destruction cannot be ignored." The chamber fell silent. It was rare for a species to possess both technological ingenuity and such reckless audacity in such a short time. Ziril's voice cut through the silence. "They do not understand their place. The Council has decided. Resolution 8888C. Forced compliance of Earth. If they resist, they will be neutralized." The vote was unanimous. Humanity, in the Council's eyes, had been judged, and the sentence was clear. They would be struck down before they could strike first. Yet, what the Council failed to anticipate was that humans had learned a harsh lesson over centuries. If survival demanded ruthlessness, ingenuity, and patience, they would deliver all three in ways that no other species could predict. The first strike came with terrifying subtlety. No grand fleet descended dramatically, no warning alarms echoed across cities. Instead, it was a pulse, an invisible tidal wave of electromagnetic energy that swept across the planet. Satellites died mid-orbit, communication arrays flickered and went silent, and orbital defenses were neutralized with mathematical precision. Cities plunged into darkness. Emergency systems sparked but could not fully respond. And in the skies, sleek alien warships appeared, gliding silently into position. A single message flashed across every frequency, in every language, with a cold, unyielding demand: submit or face annihilation. Humanity paused. For a brief moment, it seemed as though the planet might fall without a fight. Yet, below the surface, under mountains, oceans, and cities, humanity had been preparing. In command bunkers shielded from orbital scans, generals and strategists reviewed the situation with calm, precise calculations. Every system the Council had disabled had redundancies hidden away, designed to survive any conceivable attack. Project Aegis, a top-secret network of weapons and defenses, was fully operational, awaiting the command to engage. High above in orbit, Council observers believed themselves victorious, noting the apparent silence from Earth. Yet this quiet was the calm before a storm that no one in the galaxy had anticipated. Humanity had prepared for exactly this scenario. While the Council believed it understood human limitations, it had never accounted for their patience, their ingenuity, and their ability to adapt under extreme pressure. Decades of hidden research, secret AI development, and underground weapons programs had laid the foundation for a response that was as ruthless as it was unexpected. The first phase of the counterattack was not a weapon fired, but a digital invasion. Humanity deployed a quantum-level infiltration program designed to slip past the Council's sensors and networks, a code so adaptive and sophisticated that it bypassed every security measure. Within moments, the targeting systems of the orbital fleet began to fail, their navigation grids scrambled, communications collapsing into static. Confusion spread through the alien crews as the ships drifted in orbit, unable to coordinate or respond. From deep beneath the oceans, massive launch platforms emerged, previously undetectable by satellites or scanners. Missiles streaked through the atmosphere, moving faster than anything the Council had prepared for. Each strike was precise, each explosion calculated to maximize disruption and destruction. Alien ships were torn apart before they could react, disintegrating in fireballs that lit the skies and shattered the aura of invincibility the Council had long assumed. On Earth, General Marcus Hale watched the unfolding chaos from the underground command center. His expression was calm, almost serene, as reports of destruction filtered in. "Phase 2 is complete," he said, his voice steady. "Prepare Phase 3. The officers around him exchanged nervous glances, aware of the gravity of what was about to happen. Humanity had one final measure, a strike that would extend beyond Earth itself, a move that would shock the galaxy and rewrite the balance of power. Across the Council-controlled worlds, systems began to fail in unison. Defense grids activated independently, fleets locked down, and weapons systems targeted their own forces. The human counterattack had reached across light years, hitting every facet of the Council's infrastructure with precision. Alien civilizations watched in horror as fleets they believed untouchable were dismantled by a species they had dismissed as primitive. Every Council world received the same message, a statement of intent and proof of capability. You attacked us, we survived, and we are now in control of the fight. Images of secret bunkers, advanced weapons, and orbital battles accompanied the message, a demonstration of the terrifying reality the Council had never considered. The chamber of the Council fell silent. Delegates stared at the reports, unable to reconcile the apparent weakness of humanity with the overwhelming evidence of their power. Ships that had once dominated entire sectors were now nothing more than debris in orbit around a single planet. High Arbiter Zyrel, usually unshakable, paused as the data streamed before it. They were patient, it said slowly. They were waiting. All this time. Humanity's final act was not annihilation. They could have eradicated the Council entirely, could have flattened civilizations, destroyed fleets, and rewritten the rules of interstellar engagement forever. Instead, they chose restraint, demonstrating a level of strategy and foresight that was alien even to the oldest species. A final transmission was sent across the galaxy, a warning, a declaration of sovereignty, and a lesson that would echo through all future interactions. We did not seek conflict. You brought it to our home. You believed control was the same as peace. You were wrong. From this moment forward, Earth stands as a sovereign power. We will not submit. We will not be controlled. But we will not destroy you unless you give us no choice. Remember what happened here. In the years that followed, the galaxy changed fundamentally. Humanity was no longer seen as a fledgling species, nor as a reckless newcomer. They were a force to be reckoned with, a species whose patience, ingenuity, and ruthlessness had been proven beyond doubt. The Galactic Council, once confident in its omnipotence, now treated every human initiative with caution, respect, and a hint of fear. Planets that had been complacent learned to respect the humans' capabilities, and alliances formed with caution. always aware that humanity's potential for counterattack was unmatched. Earth itself was transformed, not only technologically, but in reputation. Its people understood that true strength was often hidden, that patience could mask devastating capability, and that survival sometimes required choices that were as merciless as they were calculated. Humans had learned the ultimate lesson. A species underestimated is a species vulnerable, and a species cornered is a species capable of unimaginable action. The Council had brought war to Earth, expecting compliance and defeat. Instead, they had discovered the terrifying reality of human strategy, patience, and resolve. Humanity did not revel in conquest. They did not seek to dominate the galaxy. But when threatened, when cornered, when challenged beyond endurance, they struck with precision, intelligence, and ruthlessness that few could comprehend. And the galaxy, for the first time, understood that some mistakes were too costly to repeat. The humans had demonstrated that strength does not always announce itself, that patience can mask power, and that survival sometimes required a willingness to execute plans that spanned decades and light years. Those who had once seen humanity as insignificant, as impulsive and weak, now reconsidered. The legacy of Earth's counterattack became a warning, a story told across star systems. Do not underestimate what you cannot fully comprehend. Humanity had survived the impossible, and in doing so, had secured its place not just as a participant in the galaxy, but as a force capable of shaping it. From that day forward, every interaction, every negotiation, every potential conflict would carry the weight of what Earth had shown. A species underestimated at its own peril, a species patient, calculating, and utterly unyielding when its survival was on the line. Humanity had not only defended itself, they had rewritten the rules of engagement for the entire galaxy, proving that when cornered, they would act with a decisiveness and power that no one could ignore, and the galaxy would never be the same again.